friend, brother, father, has turned 80 years old. And year of destiny. It was the age of Moses when he led the children of Israel out of Egypt. Now, there was a slavery in Egypt characterized by the Pharaoh. The slavery of Nigeria is our own doing. The slavery is corruption. The slavery is laziness. The slavery is selfishness. The slavery is refusing to realize that we are a people of destiny. Throughout his life, the man whom we honor today has been an example to the entire planet. I have known him, and I've known of him through his work initially in 1960 with Ralph Bunche as a peacekeeper in the Congo. That's why I wore my Congolese tie. I've been privileged to work as a young man with Martin Luther King, and Martin Luther King and Ralph Bunche are two of the people that have shaped our planet. Ralph Bunche is responsible more than any single human being for the creation of the United Nations. And one of his early students, a student who may have saved his life, is OlusegunObasanjo. For as a young peacekeeping lieutenant in the peacekeeping armies of the United Nations in the Congo, around the time in which Patrice Lumumba was cruelly assassinated, Obasanjo perhaps saved Ralph Bunche's life because there was a difficulty, and he went to Ralph Bunche, and Ralph Bunche told his boss, Doug Hammarskjöld, there's trouble here. Forgive me, but I would rather stay here and clean up the trouble, and I won't be going back with you. The plane on which Doug Hammarskjöld flew was destroyed, and Ralph Bunche remained alive here with Obasanjo. And that was a time of destiny. It was a time of destiny that I think stamped his life as a man of peace, and a man who, though trained as a warrior, actually has used the strength of military might not to kill and destroy, but to make peace. I don't think there's a single human being on the African continent that has made the contribution that OlusegunObasanjo has made to Africa and the world in the last 50 years. I love Nelson Mandela. I love Desmond Tutu. I was a student under Julius Nyerere and Kenneth Kaunda and Samora Machel, and all of these were my brothers. But in a way, though he was younger, the man of wisdom and the man of power, the man with the grit and the toughness to look at people in the eye and say, no, Africa will be enslaved no more. We will not be colonized, and there won't be any neo-colonization. You must treat us now as brothers. And so when he kind of withdrew the oil and the trade from Sister Margaret Thatcher, God bless her, she began to reason that this was a man of integrity that I have to deal with as an equal and as a brother. And so the talks then of the eminent persons were really the talks that led to Nelson Mandela's release from prison. And so without Obasanjo understanding the power and the duty of this wonderful nation, Africa might still be in a more desperate position. And so I see this library not as something celebrating the past, but something that will point young people of Nigeria into the future, where they will see that Nigeria's role is something predestined by God. That 1 billion Nigerians by the turn of the century. Can you imagine that? 1 billion. Right along with China and India and possibly Indonesia, but they will be nations that will be significant. Now, I have seen Nigerians all over the world. They're all brilliant. They're all industrious. They're all big and able to carry the burdens placed on them. The one thing we have to insist, though, is that they maintain in their lives and share it with the rest of the world the integrity, the sense of duty, the sense of responsibility, and with all that power, the loving humility that he has set in his leadership as our friend, as our brother, as the leader of this country, and as one of the great, truly great men of the African tradition. God bless you, my brother. God has sent you for just such a time as this, and the library will help others to understand your worth to the planet on which we live. God bless you.
Great lover again of America, a great lover of Africa, a great lover of Black race, a great coaching ambassador and leader. I don't think there is any human being that has made the contributions in Africa. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, let's give President OlusegunObasanjo an round. Once again, thank you very much, Ambassador and leader. Next, we are going to